everybody, I'm Alyce-Kay Reckelhouse from Threshold of Hineni and the Widow Reckelhouse, and I'm here to do not really a book review. It's almost more like an unboxing, except that I've already opened these up, but I haven't really looked inside of them, so I wanted to look over them with you today. We're already started in Lent, and I'm doing the Stations of the Cross each day, but I gathered up the different Stations of the Cross that I have. I have one more that I know I have, and possibly two more on my Kindle that I need to check out, but this is enough to look at one time. We might not even finish all of these today. We're not going to go through these page by page, but just kind of look at what their style is and stuff. So I've got them here in order of size, but we're not going to look at them that way. We did one of them last week. Last Friday we did this one, so you're already familiar with this, or you can go back and look at it. And I'll post links to each of these for where you can buy them if you want to on Amazon. And as I do the Stations of the Cross using these different ones, I'll try to remember to post them below too. If I don't, you can just remind me if you want. And by the way, always look at the description box, because I have a lot of additional information in there. Sometimes I have scripture references and other resources and stuff. Sorry, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bump that. Okay, so I've got this zoomed way in, and hopefully I'll be able to stay in the frame, because I want you to be able to see them. Now, this one was a children's book, but I find that children's books are wonderful, especially when I'm first learning about something. So this is from the St. Joseph's series, but this one's not by Dr. Lovasic or Reverend Lovasic. Father Lovasic. I guess he's Father Reverend or something. Let's look and see. Okay, so this one here is by Reverend Lawrence Lovasic. I think he's also Father Lovasic. I'm not sure. But this one's called The Way of the Cross for Children, and this is called The Stations of the Cross. As far as I know, that's the same thing, but I'm a new Catholic. I've been a Catholic for a little bit less than a year. So if you know better about this, go ahead and make a comment below and let me know. So then this is another version. This looks like it's for even younger children. And it looks like it's, yeah, this is just beautiful. I love the pictures. It looks like it's very simply written, which makes it a lot easier for us to understand. And a lot of times, even if I know about something really well, if I've studied it in college and I know it really well, just having it in a children's book breaks it down into the most important elements, and in a lot of ways makes it more profound. So I really, really recommend getting children's books. So this is also from the St. Joseph series, but this is one of Father Lovasic's books. Okay, then the rest of these I have not looked at. I don't think I've even opened them. So this is by St. Alphonsus Liguori. So this is going to be kind of an old one, if I remember right. Let's see if it has anything about the year. We're not going to go through page by page. Okay, so the imprimatur was 1903. That's the oldest date that I'm seeing right at the outset. So that might have been about when it was. I'm not sure when St. Alphonsus Liguori was. He's somebody I need to learn about. But these are black and white pictures. They're very beautiful, though. They look like some of the classic pictures that I've seen elsewhere. In fact, are they the same as what we have here? Let's see. Let's look at the third station and see. No, it's not the same. Okay. So, but I think I've seen these pictures elsewhere. So this looks like it follows kind of the classic type of style that I've seen, where we have, we adore thee, O Christ, and we praise thee, because by thy holy cross thou hast redeemed the world. In this one, I think it said you instead of thee and thou. Yeah. So it made it easier for children and a little bit more modern. And then here it has the priest's reading, which if you're doing this as a family, I would think that you could have like the father read this and the mother read this, or either one of the parents read this and then the children read this. And then there's a response. And then this hymn that seems to be in most of the Stations of the Cross that I've seen. The tune is a little difficult to learn, but I think I've kind of got it. Ooh, there's even some Latin in here, which I'll have to look up and find out what it means. Interesting. Actually, no, it doesn't look like it's the same as that. Okay, I know very little Latin, just like a word or two here and there. Okay, so that's one. That's The Way of the Cross, according to the method of St. Alphonsus Liguori. Okay. This one is The Stations of the Cross by St. John Henry Cardinal Newman. Again, I don't know anything about him. I've heard of him. He looks like he's kind of like from a while ago. And let's see if we can find any dates or anything in here. I know that I think he probably had something to do with education, because there's often like schools that are named after him, or the Newman Center, like up at the University of Minnesota. So that's just a guess, though. I really, really don't know. Okay, this has a 2020 copyright. Here, 1916. That's an oil painting date. So it looks like it's probably from around the early 20th century. This tells a little bit about him, but again, I'm not going to take the time. Okay, so these are a slightly different style of pictures. To me, in the Stations of the Cross, and again, this is the first year that I've really done it. I did the Stations of the Cross one time with our RCIA group last year, but there was just so much going on in my life, as well as all the things that you do in RCIA at that point for getting ready to be confirmed on the Easter Vigil. So it just kind of flew by me. So this is really my first year really, really looking at it. So to me, the artwork is really, really important because, so this has more preparation for it, because it gives you something to really meditate on. So there's not a lot of artwork in this one, but you can look at your artwork from one of the other books if you want. In fact, if you're doing this as a family, you could be reading one and each of the kids could have the pictures from the other book that they're just looking at. That would be something to do. So that's just an idea. So this one doesn't have much in the way of pictures, which is a little disappointing to me because I'm very visual. Oh my. Okay, so here we've got, okay, so here we have the hymn that is sung in these all the way through, and this looks like maybe it is the Latin. So I bet that's what it is here. I bet it was the Latin here and here. The Latin and English. That's my guess. Because I don't read Latin, I couldn't tell you for sure. If I remember, I will take one of these to my priest to ask him, because he knows Latin, obviously. Okay, that's one of the things. If you know Latin, you can go anywhere in the world and find somebody who speaks Latin, because there are priests everywhere. So that's just something to keep in mind. If you're homeschooling, especially, Latin would be really, really good to teach your kids. And if your kids are in Catholic school, if they're not required to learn Latin, it would really be helpful for them to do that. Okay, so then this one doesn't look like it has pictures either. This is Stations of the Cross for Today's Disciples. I have not even opened this one yet. So let's see what it is. It looks modern. These are inexpensive, you guys, because, they're so small. There's not a lot of pages to it, so you can get several of them, and that's just really helpful to have. I love that I'm reading a different one each week and focusing on it. Okay, so here we have the first station. Again, no artwork, but you can use other artwork that you have from other books, or I have a set of cards, actually, of the Station of the Cross here someplace. I did a review on it. I don't know what I did with them. That's terrible. Okay, so Jesus speaks. Okay, so we have Jesus is condemned to death. He speaks, and I'm assuming he's speaking, this is the author writing as if it's what they think Jesus would say, and then our prayer, and then in silence praying for certain people. Okay, so that's very interesting. And then it doesn't have the hymn. You don't sing the hymn, it doesn't look like. This is very, very simple. Okay, and then a final prayer. So you can go through the whole Stations of the Cross at one time. That's how it's normally done. Right now, what I'm doing is I chose one video of the Stations of the Cross to do this week. This is not the video that I recorded, but I chose one, and every time that I sit down at my computer, I watch one Station of the Cross, and I do it along with them and everything. And it's been so neat because it just informs my whole day, and I've got it woven throughout the day. And so that's just been very, very meaningful to me. So that's something you might consider doing. Okay, now this is the one that I think looks the best. All right, first of all, because I love the Divine Mercy. So this, if I remember correctly from looking at the description, it kind of intertwines the Divine Mercy with the Stations of the Cross. We'll find out. I love that artwork. That is just beautiful. Okay, and then it just has a faded out version on the back. Okay. Father Kevin Finnegan. I do not know anything about him, so it looks like this was maybe first written. No, that's the New American Bible. Here's the copyright on this. 2016, from Divine Mercy Catholic Church in Faribault, Minnesota. There actually is a lot of good Catholic stuff that comes out of Minnesota. Okay, so it has a foreword and an introduction. Okay, there's the foreword and an introduction. And then, oh my word, this gorgeous artwork. This is just beautiful. The colors are so brilliant and the style is just really nice. Okay, so it has the traditional, we adore you, O Christ, and we praise you all because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world. Okay, then it tells about what the station is. Okay, and so here's your, part of your Divine Mercy, the Eternal Father, and then a prayer for this specific thing, and then for the sake of his being condemned to death, so that's almost like for the sake of his sorrowful passion, have mercy on us and on the whole world. And then it has that traditional hymn. Very nice. I think I really like this one. Okay. Oh, and there's quotes from different people, like here's St. Ignatius of Loyola, Léonce de Grandmousseau. I don't know French, so Blessed John Henry Newman, that we have another book by. Okay, so, whoa. That guy has like an arrow in his mouth. That's weird. Okay, maybe we'll find out what some of these things are about. Now, I've noticed some of them have the resurrection and some don't. And I read, because I was like wondering what on earth, I read that the ones that don't have it, you're supposed to pair that then with a Way of the Light, I think is what it's called. And it starts with the resurrection and goes until Pentecost. So that's another interesting one. I don't have any of those, and I haven't had time to look at them online. So very interesting. Okay, so these are the ones that I'm going to link below. If I find my cards and the other books that I think I have, a couple of them might be on my Kindle, then I'll share those with you too. So I don't know what order I'm going to do these in for our 6 weeks of the Station of the Cross, but I'll probably use these ones. I might not use the two that don't have pictures if I have other ones that do have pictures. We'll see. Anyway, tell me what you think. Tell me which ones you want me to use, because here I have 6, which is what we need, but I have some others too. So tell me which ones of these are your favorites, and yeah, just tell me what you think. I'd love to hear from you. All right, I hope that was helpful. I love you all. I hope I kept these in the frame. I just realized I was at pretty high. So we'll see. I love you all. Bye-bye.